Hi guys, welcome to my channel. All right, we are going to do the bathroom remodel, but right now we're going to do a recap of what my vanity looked like after we used this DWIL epoxy self-leveling paint, and I loved it. It looks gorgeous. So enjoy the recap. DWIL sent me this self-leveling epoxy for the tub and my double vanity. So I am just going to show you what my double vanity looked like after we got finished. This is just a recap of the bathroom, and it turned out gorgeous on the double vanity. I absolutely love it. Like, it turned out absolutely amazing. I was just stunned at how easy it was to do and how gorgeous it turned out. Today we're going to tackle the pink tub. So here we are, onto the pink tub. Here's a recap.
Okay, this is my tub. It's pink. There's my toilet. It's white. Pink tub. We are going to replace the flooring. As you can see, it's like old yellow linoleum. And we're going to paint the trim. We're going to repaint the walls. I got tub to ceiling surround to go in here. So the surround goes from the ceiling to the actual tub, which is good. So we can actually raise the shower head, and I'm gonna get a shower. Oh, I wanna get the spa shower thing. And I had no idea, but MAKEOVER sells one and I'm gonna buy it. So guys, MAKEOVER sells everything. Anyway, more on that when we redo the shower. But this is my shower.
Okay, to start preparing the tub, my husband took this tool and removed all the grout. Now, this is very important. So you want to make sure that you remove all the grout. And after we remove all the grout, then we are going to give it a good sanding. But you have to remove all the grout so you can get the epoxy back in there. And actually, we started off just going to remove the grout, and it kind of took a turn.
So
And this is where we ended up.
we started digging in because the tile was loose around the bottom part. That's where the concrete board is. And then the top part looks like sheetrock. And right there was where the soap holder was. And that straw is insulation. Like, I've never seen insulation like that before, but I don't tear into a lot of houses, so that's new to me. But we are going to continue to take down the walls, and then we will refinish the tub. We need to cut off that part too by the tub.
Some of the walls came down easier than others. We actually got a few of the pieces that just came down in sheets. They put this house together with nails, not screws. You don't get 2x4s like that anymore, guys. So take a gander. Look, those are that's the sheets of the sheetrock
So
that
this
was
is
on the
where we're
wall.
at so far.
And so, anyway, they were nailed up there. Nothing was screwed up there. Everything was nailed.
We're gonna do
So,
some more scrubbing around the edges, sand it all, get it all cleaned up, and take that piece off the floor. Okay, we're here in the bathroom. It's time to sand the tub. We got it all cleaned up. I'll show you that here in a minute. It's 104 outside, so you're gonna have to excuse my Sunday best, but I'm not gonna dress up to epoxy my tub. So we're gonna get started on the sanding. We've already cut the piece out along the floor. I will show you that here in a second. And then we're going to tape it off. Now, sanding is very, very, very important. You have to sand it, then you have to clean it, and then you have to tape everything off where you don't want the epoxy to be. And it says for the floor to put down at least four layers of tape, so that if it gets epoxy on it, you can pull that strip up and you still have protection on your floor. So I'm not worried about this floor because we're going to be replacing it. So I'm probably not going to put any tape down there. I don't know, I haven't decided.
No.
Okay, my husband said
I already
no.
destroyed it with a razor knife, so no.
We're not going to put anything on the floor because we're going to be covering it up anyway. We're getting new flooring. So anyway, I'm going to get started on the sanding.
We did use the sandpaper that was sent with the self-leveling epoxy kit. Now, one thing I would recommend is probably using an electric sander to make this easier on yourself. Now, why I didn't think of that, I have no idea. So this is important because you want to make sure that you are removing any other silicone that you might have left, or any silicone residue you might have left on the tub, and you just want to get the shine off. Now, on the double vanity, it's a different material. It was actually more of a plastic top. I don't know what it's actually made of, but the tub is porcelain over cast iron. So it's definitely a different type of material that we were sanding on. And yeah, I would just recommend an electric sander because sanding it by hand just, well, it totally sucked. I'm just going to say that. It was hard and it took a long time, a very, very long time.
Okay, after you sand it, you have to clean your tub and make sure that you cover your drain so that way water doesn't drip down.
And on your drain, faucet.
Your faucet, so that water doesn't drip down when you're applying the epoxy. And now we need to tape off everything, but first we need to dry it with the heat gun. And then you gotta open part B.
All right, once you get part B mixed with part A, you are to mix that mixture for 2 to 3 minutes. It will turn clear on top, and you can tell when it's thoroughly mixed. It will be white and very thick consistency. Now, if you're interested in this product, I will have it linked down below in my description box, as well as a coupon code. And you can also find the product in my Amazon store. Last time I checked, it was only $54.99 for the entire tub kit. Now, that is very cost effective if you are going to refinish your tub and not replace it. Replacing a tub can run you from $200 to however much money you want to spend. I'm sorry, guys. There is no real good angle in the bathroom. When two of you are in there trying to work, there's really not a lot of room. And I was trying to get you guys a good picture. Um, to show you what the procedure is and help him at the same time. So we used the brush, we used the scraper, we used a little silicone cup to pour on the epoxy, which you will see later on. He liked using the brush. I didn't like using the brush. I just felt like it just did not give good coverage. I like to pour and then use the spatula or scraper. But he was trying to get the epoxy up around the edges here of the tub because we wanted to make sure that it was nice and covered. And of course, with the tub, you know, the water always goes to the drain. So that's where all the epoxy was ending up, was at the drain. So we kept using that puddle of, for lack of a better word, I don't know what to call it, but so here I am, I'm finishing the back of the tub and I'm using the scraper to scrape the epoxy from the middle of the tub to the bottom of the tub, back up the sides of the tub, because it's just all draining down towards the drain. And so there ends up being a pretty large puddle at the drain, which we do use to cover the rest of the tub. I mean, right now we still have product. We haven't covered it yet. I don't know what happened, but man, when we came back, it was solid as a rock. We were not expecting that. More on that later. So now we're trading spots because the bathroom is tight and there's really only room for one of us to work at a time. And see, I think the scraper does a really nice job. I was really excited at this point. I thought it was looking gorgeous, and I was very excited for the outcome. So as the epoxy drains down to the drain and starts to self level, we are just using that extra epoxy that's been dripping down to cover the rest of the tub. We didn't want to waste it. We wanted to make sure that we had plenty of product so that we could put a couple of coats on. But we only ended up putting on one coat. So he's getting a really nice, good, even coat over the edges. And then he's going to use this little silicone cup to pour it on to make sure that there's a nice, thick coating. Now, in my last video, I failed to mention the smell. Somebody asked me if this product smelled, and I'm going to tell you, no, it does not have a smell. Now, it does have a tiny bit of a scent, but honestly, we're in the bathroom. All I could smell was the insulation after taking out the walls. I would say no, this product does not have a smell. Now, in some of the other videos I've watched, a lady was like, I'm going to open up the window, blah, blah, blah. Well, it was 104 degrees out and we weren't about to open up the window, but neither one of us got nauseous. I am very sensitive to smells and it's very, very low odor. Like, I would say my paint smells more than this product does. And I use paint from Lowe's. I use the Valspar paint. I would say my paint is stinkier than this product because I consciously made an effort to see if I noticed a smell because I didn't mention that in my last video, like I said, and I did have questions about what does it smell like. I didn't notice a smell. If there is one, it's very, very slight. But we didn't have headaches. We didn't notice a smell. It didn't make us nauseous. Like, we didn't have to open up a window. I've used products where you have to open up a window. Like when I paint, I normally have to have a fan going because it has an odor. Paint just has an odor. This does not have an odor. So I mean, if you're going to ask me, I would say no, there's no odor. But if you're hypersensitive, you have a hypersensitive sniffer, you might notice a slight odor, but nothing extreme. There's no chemical odor, anything like that. So here you can see that how thick the product is. Like he is using the paintbrush to make sure that he gets down to the edge of the tub, and it still runs down because it's self-leveling, and I I just don't think that the paintbrush gives it a nice even coat. I feel like we should have poured it on and then used the scraper, because this paintbrush picked up every little hair, lint, and also the paintbrush was losing bristles. So we were trying to get all the hairs out, all the bristles, lint. I mean, even though you clean it, you scrub it, you wipe it down, you dry it with a heat gun, we still had a few issues. I would say you probably need to practice a few times before doing this. Now, I have an old clawfoot tub outside, and I'm probably going to buy some of this product for myself and use it on that clawfoot tub, because I'm going to make it into like a couch for my grandbabies so that they can have like a reading couch, or maybe just leave it as the clawfoot tub and fill it with pillows. I thought that would be super cute for their playhouse. And let's talk about this product. So everything you need comes in the kit. So evidently my husband is not a multitasker. He was supposed to be recording me unboxing this product so you could see everything you got in your kit, and all he got was the bucket and the hardener and how to mix it. So I'm going to tell you what all you get in your kit. You get pretty much everything you need. You get your epoxy, you get your hardener, you get your masking tape with plastic, you get your brush, you get a round stir stick, which I used paint stir sticks, you get your sandpaper, you get masking tape, you get one pair of gloves, and I think that's about it. Oh, and your scraper. You get your scraper too. So you do get everything you need here to put on the product.
Okay, here we are. We got it all coated. It looks great. It's leveling out.
Hey, baby, what? Mama be right back.
And we're gonna just trust the process.
Oh my goodness, you'll have to excuse the baby crying. She was tired, we were tired. It was getting late. All right, so here we are back in the bath. We use what was in the puddle down by the drain to go over those, but it didn't help much. It just created more runs. So this is actually the next day when we went back into the bathroom to put on a second coat and use what we had in the bucket. We had put the lid on the bucket. Well, it was literally, we timed ourselves 45 minutes, because that's how long it took for the sink to set up. And then we went back in and used a little bit more of our product that we had to touch up some spots on the sink. And 45 minutes seemed to be the magic number. So when we went in 45 minutes later to check out the tub, our extra product that was in the bucket was completely hard as a rock. Like we couldn't even move it. There was some epoxy around the edges, but it was super thick. And when I tried to use it, it just created an issue on the tub and actually pulled some epoxy off the tub. So I don't know if putting the lid on it made it cure 10 times faster or what, but don't put the lid on your product. That's all I'm going to say right now is do not put the lid on your product. Let it sit out in the air because we could still use some of the product that was in the tub that had drained down to the drain.
Okay, this is my tub. It's pink. There's my toilet. It's white. Pink tub.
So as you can see, from pink to white, that is a drastic change and one for the better, unless you're trying to do a Barbie bathroom. I was not, but I have lived with a pink tub for 11 years, and honestly, it didn't bother me one bit. However, it needed to be refreshed, so we were either going to refresh it pink or refresh it white. I think that it turned out pretty well. I was not completely satisfied with it. I do believe it turned out pretty good for our first time. We are not professionals by any means. If this is something that you want to tackle, you go for it. I would do a vanity and a floor and tile all day long. Would I do a tub again? Probably not. That was pretty difficult. As far as a level of difficulty goes, I would say it's more on the higher end. But definitely do not put the lid on your product because I feel like if we had more product, or maybe we would have tried to pour it and then roll it, it would have gone on a lot better and we probably could have avoided a lot of the runs that we had.
All right, so I'm going to give you an update on the bathroom. So basically, we poured on the self-leveling epoxy like we were supposed to. We followed the directions. We watched the videos. We still had runs. And I let it sit and self-level and quit messing with it because we needed to trust the process. And we put the lid on the container. So we were going to come back and pour more on and, do the whole process again in 30 to 45 minutes. So the sink we let set for 45 minutes and it came out beautiful. And that's what we needed to do, was just let it sit and self-level. We let the tub sit and self-level and there was more runs. So when we went back to add more product, we opened up the container and it was solid as a rock in 45 minutes. Like, the stuff in the tub you could still move around and still, it was still pliable. The epoxy in the container, completely hard as stone. So let me say that was not a good night. Anyway, so what we had to do was just deal with what we had. And ultimately, we decided to go ahead and tear out the tub. So there will be another video on the finished product once we get done. Now, I feel like we should have rolled the product on, even though my product didn't come with a roller. I don't know that we could have used a roller. I'm not sure. The brush, it really didn't go on with the brush very well. It's very, very thick because the epoxy is very thick. So it's much easier to pour on and smooth out with the spatula. Yeah, I don't know. Basically, we're not professionals. This is our first time doing it. And I thought, we'd get some practice in on the sink, which worked out pretty well. I feel like the sink came out pretty stunning. I was impressed. I feel like horizontal surfaces are a lot easier to do than vertical surfaces. Now, if you're using their other product, which is paint, it actually does come with a paint roller that you can roll the product on. Our product that we had, the self-leveling epoxy, did not come with a paint roller, and the videos I watched did not show it being rolled on. However, the tub that they redid wasn't hooked up to anything. I think for the most part, This is an excellent product. It absolutely is. If you're looking for an economical way to redo your bathroom and update your vanity, your tile, your flooring, whatever it is, I don't know that I would tackle a tub again. I might with a paint roller because it just wasn't up to my standards. I'm kind of a perfectionist, just a tad. And so, like, if we're going to be reselling a home, I can't have runs in the bathtub. And sanding it down, I would have had to bought more product to refinish it. So I want my home to be spectacular. And so, anyway, I don't know what else to say but that. So now we're in the midst of, well, not we're, my husband is in the midst of trying to get the new tub in, which they built the bathroom around that pink tub. So it's a little difficult. He's in the middle of ripping up the floor. So we pulled the toilet, he's ripping up the floor, putting the new tub in, then we'll put in new flooring, set the toilet, finish the walls. That's the plan. I don't know how long that's gonna take, but our children just moved out, so it's just us in the house. We're empty nesters now, us and 2 dogs, and I don't know, we'll see. I'll keep you posted. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I just want to thank you for your patience. I know I didn't post last week, and it's just been crazy busy around here with moving kids out and trying to get them settled, and everything we got going on in this house has just been insane around here. So I want to thank you for your patience. Thank you for stopping by. And I can't wait to show you a finished bathroom in a couple weeks. My next project, well, actually not my next project. The next thing I'm gonna start is painting on my husband's office. We're gonna turn one of our children's bedrooms into his office. So we will be painting that and decorating that. And I'm still trying to work on my craft room and get that all organized as well. So we got several things going on, and all right, I will see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.